Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grumpy Snail podcast, where no amount of effort fathomable will get people to, watch my videos. I am your faithful host, Jonthan Snyder. And this podcast is where I used to talk about irrelevant things like the slow self-destructive society up until about October, and then I stopped. I stopped because I had a spiritual awakening. I went on a journey to a faraway land. And I was also really busy. So if you want to know where I've been and what I've been doing and what's coming up next, don't go away. When last we met, we were discussing the ever-spooky Great Reset. The confusing terminology and vague language is what makes the Great Reset so dangerous and brilliant. Openly calling for a takeover of the global economy by the ruling class would immediately alienate about 90% of the general population. But by tying in the Green New Deal and the government jobs guarantee and a host of other large social welfare programs, they have managed to win over some progressives and socialists who can deeply care about those issues. And by painting the movement as pro-business or pro-capitalism, a plan to improve the economy, they have managed to win over some of the establishment political figures on the right as well. But at its core, the Great Reset is not truly pro-socialism or pro-capitalism. It's just a rebranding of the same old tired ideas that elites have pushed a million times before. Give us more power, and we promise we'll take care of you and fix the world's ills. Let us manage more of the economy, and we promise, you'll all be wealthier for it. Give us the authority to punish the bad guys in society, and we'll save the planet from annihilation. The trick to stopping this Great Reset is knowing how to recognize the poison and then keep our friends, family, and neighbors from guzzling it down. But honestly, you don't really care about any of this nonsense, do you? It's no wonder that my channel doesn't get any traffic. If I were to say that right now an asteroid was heading to Earth and is going to impact in a year and kill everyone, would that change anything in your life at all? Would you live differently? For the short time that you have left? Or would you just ignore everything that I'm saying, just wake up and go to work tomorrow, like nothing was going on? If I were to tell you that the Earth's magnetic field is weakening, the thing that protects us from all this stuff in space, like that burning ball in the sky that we call the sun. And because of that, the sun, the ball of fire in the sky, and the weakening magnetic field, that within a decade or two, it will have become so weak, the magnetic field, that the proton particles and CMEs from the sun, combined with other space phenomena, are going to fry the electrical grid and rain all types of havoc down on animal navigation systems and the biological and environmental processes of this planet that we live on. Would you do anything differently if I were to say that every 6,000 to 12,000 years, the sun goes micronova and pelts the solar system with X-class CME that will, with our weakened magnetic field, along with other processes in the solar system, it'll cause the Earth's magnetic crust to disconnect from the mantle. And the continents will actually literally shift across the planet in a very short time, causing massive earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunamis, the likes of which you can't even imagine. And the flooding. So much flooding. And it's coming. It's coming soon. But are you going to change anything? Of course you aren't. You don't believe a word I say. You think that if something like that would happen, that the government or some scientific organization would say something. Because, a massive pandemic didn't just happen. There isn't a terrible immigration problem at the border, going on right now. Ukraine and Russia aren't a thing. Nothing's going on over there. Israel and Gaza aren't a thing. There's nothing going on over the Middle East with Iran. That's not something. It doesn't seem like everyone, especially the U.S. government, is spending money like there's no tomorrow. Because maybe there isn't. The first reason that I stopped making videos on the Great Reset, even the people that believe the things that I'm saying, they aren't viewing my channel and they don't care. This is not just an issue with me. It's also an issue with big content creators as well. The market's oversaturated with influencers, people who don't want to actually do real work for a living. As much time and effort that these videos take, this isn't real work. But they do take time. I'm virtually like reading information, in a book and regurgitating it to you in a book report form. It's kind of a simple task, but also not quite so simple. The second reason that I paused making videos is because, as mentioned in the intro, I had a spiritual awakening, and it required a large portion of my attention. I've spent a majority of my life as a Baptist Christian, and as many Christians do, I had some issues with some of the answers in the book, the good book, and they weren't quite answering my questions. So I did a lot of research, and I went through a bit of a conversion, and I'm now more in line with the Gnostic Christians. Not a big jump, but, whose origins can be traced back far beyond Christ himself. But they do not negate him. He's a big part of that as any. If there are any Christians out there that don't think that there are issues with Christianity, because the Catholic archdioceses aren't having issues right now, are they? I would like you to explain to me why every December people use the pagan symbol of a tree to worship Christ. Okay, on to a third reason why I stopped doing videos in December. I got sick. I developed a respiratory issue that wasn't COVID, it wasn't RSV, and it wasn't influenza. The symptoms were similar, but none of the tests were positive for those things. My case wasn't rare. There were a lot of people that had similar issues. A lot of the people I worked with. I've been through 2 rounds of steroids, 2 rounds of antibiotics, 4 or 5 months of healing at this point, and I'm still not 100%. For a long time, I had difficulty breathing. So physical activity, singing, talking, and just generally, living without coughing or wheezing has been an ongoing issue. To this very day, I'm still affected by it. I'm sure that the alcohol helps. The fourth and final reason that I haven't made a video in a while is right here, my finger. I recently got married to my wonderful wife, who I couldn't imagine living without at this point. So that took some time, planning the wedding. The ceremony was nice. It was short and a small thing with close friends and family at my wife's church that we attend. We had pie instead of cake. I highly recommend that. Highly recommend that. Everybody loved that. Yeah, I probably can't say more about that. Our honeymoon was in Berlin, Ohio, between Millersburg and Sugar Creek. We stayed in this Amish-style treehouse sort of, thing with a hot tub and a defective hot water heater, which seems to follow me around everywhere I go. Either way, I highly recommend. Not the defective hot water heater, of course. I think the overall point that I'm trying to make is that I was busy. I didn't seem like it mattered if I took time off. I don't get paid here. Only one person asked about my channel while I was gone. So that should tell you something. But unfortunately for the haters out there, and there really aren't any, except for one that I'm aware of, I'm not going to stop making videos. Perhaps one day some people will get some use out of them. My videos won't be regular at first coming back, but I will get back to doing them weekly. I'm going to make it. I got a hole in my pocket. I'm going to make a new trailer for my channel because the current one is 2 years old and outdated. We're going to go ahead and move away from the Great Reset topic. Besides it not being very popular at this point, it's really irrelevant to tell you about it. Pretty much too late. And we're going to move on to a new topic, a new set of books that I have right here. We're talking about the sun. I'm going to do more vlog style videos as well. Less studio style videos, though, podcasts will remain. We're moving into the spring now. Well, weather's getting better. The gate has been opened to Dolly Sods, where all my Potomac Highlander videos are made, so I will be making trips up there. I keep promising my wife that the renovations on the basement will get done this year, so that's, more material that I can put in a video as well. I may also expand into this spiritual subject thing. I've already made at least one video on it, which is private, just for select people, but maybe I'll expand on it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. She deems so necessary. But, where are we at? Oh, it's not too bad. So, yeah, I think that'll be it for right now. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Not that it'll help with the way YouTube is. If you deem so necessary, please share my videos because the YouTube thing isn't working. They're doing a great job at trying to shut the people they don't like down. And I'm not talking about me because I'm nobody. Even though they are shutting me down, they've removed several of my videos. Because, the 12 people that watch, can't have those people watching. But, yeah, if you share my videos, subscribe to my channel, please click the like button. That will help you see them in the feed, and it'll also make me look better than I already am, which isn't that great. Please make sure that you check out the merch link in the description box below. The merchandise is the only way that I make any money doing this. I appreciate everybody that purchases something. You don't have to buy something expensive like a shirt or a hoodie or a tumbler or anything like that. Buy one of the Grumpy Snail stickers. They're like $5-6. Yeah. that would be plenty. I appreciate it so much. Anybody that buys merch from my merch store, link down below. The more stuff that you guys buy, the more options that I can put up there. That's the way that works. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah. Check back next week to see if I've made another amazing video for you guys. So beyond that, I would just like to say thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. God bless. Cheers. Godspeed.